The new year. That time of the year when we all consider this time to be the time for change. For some unknown reasons, we feel optimistic and to some extent consider it to be a start over, a fresh start to a new way of living and leaving all the mistakes, all the flaws behind. The new year is just another superficial phenomena that has no physical basis. When a bunch of humans got together and decided on what the year should start, and everyone agreed upon, that became the universally accepted calendar according to which we have been celebrating New Year, and we have done so over 2,000 times in the last couple millennia. So, what sets this day apart from the rest of the year? Logically speaking, it is just another day like the rest. But we somehow believe that something is new, even though it's just a calendar on the wall. But on a psychological level, we experience this feeling that something new, something good is about to happen. And we are excited to embrace this change and implement it in our lives. The change we failed to do in the previous year and the one prior to that, and so on. The enthusiasm wears off in a few days and the new year loses its charm, and we feel the same all over again. The resolutions born on the 1st of January every year have a very short lifespan, as they fail to override the default circuits of our brain, which are designed to keep us comfortable, safe, and alive. In simple words, the reason we procrastinate and we are lazy is just because of our programming. We are what we are, and we spend a lifetime figuring out why we are like that and what we should do to change. Change is again a very personal phenomenon. What do we mean by change? And what are we trying to achieve here? It all brings us back to where we were originally. Who are we? And what are we here for? Well, without getting into philosophies of life, let's just focus on the daily routines we follow. There is so much we want to achieve and accomplish every day, but fall short of our goals because of one or the other reasons. The very basic purpose of being alive is to stay alive and stay healthy as long as nature permits. We must take care of this vessel we are given to enjoy the journey called life. We are blessed to have such magnificent bodies that we take for granted. It is our duty to take care of it so it is able enough to carry us to our final destinations. We need to schedule some time every day for this. Start paying attention to what we use to fuel this vessel, its maintenance, and its functionality. There are so many apps and trackers available for free that can be used to keep track of the food we eat, the activities we do, and eventually which direction we are headed in terms of health. Nutrition is complicated, but manageable task this day and age. Don't just rely on the facts provided by the manufacturers. Do your own research, as there is a lot of information available all over the internet. Why take a chance when your own well-being is a concern? The second most important aspect of being alive and being human is having a sound mind. The nutrition for the body does affect our brains, both positively and negatively. There are foods and drinks which directly diminish cognitive functionalities, and there are foods and activities that boost up the neurogenesis. A calm and contained mind makes us in charge of our lives and opens up new avenues that were not visible when it was clouded. A few simple meditation practices every day are needed to get the fluidity of our mind under control. And the physical activity boosts up the blood flow to the brain, much needed for the repair, maintenance, and growth. Our brain is a programmable machine. and its programming depends on inputs done throughout your life. The inputs are the visuals, what we see, and the audio, what we hear. Our identities, our beliefs, and our personalities depend on what we saw and what we heard from others till today. And if we want to change our ideologies and want to change our lives eventually, we have to change the inputs. Try to see and listen to healthy and positive stuff. When we have a healthy body and a sound mind, the next step is to bring an order to life. Don't get into complex and impossible schedules that you already know are going to be a challenge to achieve. Break the task on hand down to its basic and simple structure. Remember the only 3 things needed to start and keep a new habit. It's repetition, consistency, and dedication. Start with only one activity for just a few minutes a day. So it is quite possible to achieve during the day. But the rule is, be consistent and do it every day, no exceptions. When comfortable, add one more task or add time to the existing one. Never focus on results, but focus on the process. Us doing it every day is the result we are looking for. We know ourselves better than everyone else, and we are the only ones who can change our lives, no one else. We have to get serious and sometimes get hard on ourselves to achieve the desired results. Be desperate and fall in love with the process called life. It will make the journey more enjoyable, the one we are rushing through for no reason. The one and only way we will be able to carry on with our New Year resolutions is to track our path in a visible manner. Just grab a simple diary or a year planner and write down your goals for every day. If starting with one, write one and mark it done or not every single day. Mark that day as positive if done and negative if we fail to do so. Track your week, month, and the year in the same manner, and you will get a clear picture of which way our life is headed. Psychologists say that it takes roughly 3 months to make a habit permanent. If going slow and with only one task, do not count it as a positive after 3 months, but mark it negative if not done, as it should be part of your behaviors now, if done consistently and with dedication. At this point, add a new task to the list. There is no winning or any comparison to anyone. This is very personal and just a way to hold ourselves accountable. That is how our brain is programmed to function. We like to do tasks where some kind of reward is associated. That is the reason we get addicted to games like Candy Crush and social media. Every time we seek and find, the brain releases a tiny quantity of dopamine, the feel-good hormone. And the same hormone is responsible for every kind of addiction, if not managed wisely. Use it for your own benefit, and don't let it work against you. Every time we see that check mark on the tracker, we will feel good, and we will push ourselves to do it just to see that check mark. Reward yourself occasionally on all small and big achievements. So many years have passed, and so many New Year's resolutions have gone unfulfilled. Every year we are so enthusiastic in the beginning, and we can almost picture a life on the track and in our control. But in a few days, our brain's default mechanisms kick in. The New Year's charm is gone, and the days start feeling like the same as they were all along. But deep in our heart, we want that change to happen, that we desire, and we somewhat believe that it is possible. It is possible, and it is possible whenever we gather up some courage and become a little dedicated. The knowledge and tools are available all around us for free. So what year, what month, what week, what day, and what moment are we waiting for to start this journey? That one day we could proudly say that yes, I did it. And by this time next year, we could be able to say that without getting into complexities and arithmetics involving the human psyche and its struggle with the real world. Let's give it a shot this year. Can't we do only one task every single day of the year? Just one task. Reading, writing, exercise, meditation, prayers, family time, or any one task that makes sense to us, and we want to make that task or habit part of our daily routines. Put an encouraging quote on the first page of your diary that sets you back on track every time you read it, and read it every day. And for the backup, write underneath, years come and go, seasons come and go, thoughts come and go. But there is going to be that one year, that one day, and that one thought when it all ends. And let's hope, at that moment, we are able to say happily that it was worth the journey. I did my best. I did my best to make the best out of my one chance.